Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing fantastically well. It's Connor here, and we are back with another One Leeds video. Today, I just wanted to almost do my final thoughts on the performance yesterday. Obviously, Leeds United, or England, I should say, or America, or wherever you're from, are heading to the World Cup, and proceedings have stopped in the Premier League. A real opportunity for Leeds to recover, recuperate, regenerate, recharge. There's a lot of things that you can apply to this period of time, which is positive, which is great to hear. Which is great to understand, I should say. So overall yesterday, now I made a little YouTube short, which I don't do often, and it was a little explainer last night. As I was reading through your guys' comments, and I thought shorts don't get as much exposure as long length videos, so I thought I'd do like a longer length video anyway, and just be honest with you guys and truthful. Now, as YouTubers, and some of you might say, Connie, you don't need to explain yourself here, and I understand that, but I'm a human being as well. I'm just a fan. There's not a YouTube manual on how to do things and how not to do things. Everyone will tell you that. Now, I do read a lot of your guys' comments because I respect the SHIT out of my subscribers. And, when I've sat in the pub with many of you guys and had a beer, and listen, we all are respectful of each other's opinions. Now, when you come on here, put your head above the parapet, as I do, week in, week out, and say things that I'm feeling, naturally, you're going to open yourself to criticism. Now, what I'd like to say is, yesterday I was a little bit too critical, I thought. Now, that is my point of view, though. I will never understand, and once again, this isn't me apologising for who I am when it comes to, my analysis and how I look at Leeds United. I'm very different to a lot of people. You guys all know that. What I'll never understand is people who come to this channel and watch what I do when they don't agree with what I'm saying. And you see hundreds of the same faces who, some of them abuse you and you get rid of them and they love that, it's a tag, they enjoy that. And others just come and consistently sort of disagree, but disagree in a very aggressive way, of which I'm unfortunately going to have to remove you from the video. I'm going to have to remove your comments. I just won't accept that. I'm a fan. I'm here for disagreements and agreements. Of course I am, but you come on here with a certain energy and you come in, you're passive aggressive, or you are aggressive or abusive, you're getting removed. And the reason I just wanted to say that is because, the anger that was portrayed on one of my videos yesterday, because I didn't maybe agree with the majority after watching that game, was quite startling, and probably the biggest sort of level of disagreement with me on videos, and I can understand it. Now, I wanted to come in here and say, I do apologise for how critical I was yesterday, but, what I don't apologise for is having an opinion, and I feel my opinion doesn't really change. I feel it's quite consistent, and I think a lot of people don't like that. A lot of people want me to come on here and to say, Leeds are great, we're going to be getting top 10, yada, yada, yada. But what I don't understand is you guys know that I'm not going to do that. But then you still get the same guys coming back week in, week out, expecting me to say that, expecting me to come on here and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to be adventurous, we're going to invest in the January transfer window. It's great that we're playing youth. It's good that we left, that we gave up 3 leads against Tottenham Hotspur because we played well. I like to see myself as a guy with high expectations with this Leeds side, and I don't think it matches the board. I think the level, the size of this club should be doing more, should be achieving more. And yesterday I saw it as a real opportunity. And listen, people on the videos were coming back, and this is where I wanted to address comments, of course, because that's what we do on the channel. People will tell me not to listen to all the comments, but I think that's not really fair, because if it's abusive, you'll get removed. Quite simple. I've always maintained that on the channel. But if you disagree with me and you put it across in a nice way, in a decent way, in an amicable way, I'll come on here and talk about it. That's exactly what I'm doing today, because I listen. So I'm listening to what people are saying. And a lot of people thought I was a little harsh. Now, as I've said multiple times, it was a decent performance. There were a lot of times where Leeds were controlling that midfield space. I thought Højbjerg and Bentancur until the last 20 minutes were pretty ineffective, to be quite honest with you. But that's what I said in the preview. And this is the thing, people are very selective, very, very selective in what they want to hear from me. So the fact that I said in the preview, if you join the Patreon account as well, everybody, if you see me on opposition channels, I said Leeds were going to get something from this game. But there's a narrative that I'm constantly negative, constantly critical. I think yesterday maybe I was a little too critical, but that's how I see the game. That's how I see Leeds United. I don't think we should be giving up those points. And for me, my standards are quite high when it comes to this group, this board, this club. So yeah, so that's what I mean. I thought we'd be, so I was going into that game not with the expectation, like maybe quite a lot of you guys, of Leeds losing that game. I didn't expect it yesterday. I thought we'd go there, the style of play we have, the pressing units, Tottenham notoriously not being good. There was a lot of people saying, oh, well, they're third, they're fourth. Look back at the last 6 games. It's not been good. Sporting Lisbon, Marseille, not great at all. The performances have been absolutely diabolical. Forest, they were ineffective. Bournemouth, they should have lost again. Newcastle, they lost at home. Tottenham haven't been good, everyone. I know people are turning around and saying the third, fourth in the table, whatever. But we've also just beaten Liverpool. We've nullified Liverpool for large parts of that game as well. I know Mele had to make save upon save upon save, but we had big chances as well. We controlled that midfield, I thought. Now, the issue is, I think people are getting a little bit vexed about this whole Jesse Marsch thing. And people come on naturally and think that I blame Jesse Marsch. Once again, people ignoring the fact that for months and months and months, prior to this tough period, I was Jesse Marsch in. I was telling people to stop talking about Bielsa. But now, because I'm a little bit critical of his tactics, people think I've got an agenda against Jesse Marsch. Not at all. Not at all. We want Jesse Marsch to do well. But people get that vexed on YouTube comments if you don't agree with them, if you don't agree with their points of view, if you don't mirror what they say, even though they know you're not going to mirror what they say because they know what I'm like, they'll come on the YouTube channel and vent pure anger and frustration at that fact. So that's where I'm like, why do you watch me? Why do you follow certain people on Twitter? Why do you do all these sorts of things? So this isn't me almost justifying what I'm saying, because I think I was in the wrong for a lot of things that I said yesterday. But I also think that the reason I'm saying I was wrong, in a sense, is because maybe you guys were coming back to me and saying, look, Connor, that's not right, that's not right, that's not right. And I accept that. And maybe when there's a majority of people saying it, you are in the wrong. However, like I keep saying, there was it was probably a 50-50 split in terms of what people think. But I thought it's right to come on address these things, because what I don't like to see is people say, you're constantly negative, you're constantly berating this side, you're constantly having a go at Marsch. So I feel that's really untrue and it's really unfair. Now, once again, this isn't me justifying anything. This is me trying to say, like, actually watch the full videos. People will come on the debrief and they'll watch a snippet and they'll take that snippet and they'll just listen to that bit. They won't watch the bit at the end where we're talking positively about Leeds. The previews will take a little bit, and they'll take a little bit because they'll only focus on that little bit. They won't talk about the whole video. So that's what I'm saying, everybody. If you are to watch a One Leeds video, watch the full thing, take in the positives, but also listen to the constructive criticism I'm giving. But listen, overall, I just wanted to explain that a little bit, because I think sometimes people maybe need a little bit of an explainer of where my head is at with this Leeds United side. And as I say, I'm not trying to do it to big myself up here, but I just want maybe people to understand a little bit more where I'm coming from with this. It's not the fact that I'm negative, because I said before, and I've said for many results this season, that we're going to get something from the games. After the games, when you see the level of performance, you see what's continuing with Leeds United, the diabolical defending, the fact that Liam Cooper is still playing for Leeds United in 2022, the fact that Luke Ayling is still coming on in 2022, the fact that at 3-2 or 2-2, whatever it was, Jesse Marsch decided to interrupt that midfield stability, which was winning the battle against Højbjerg and Bentancur, and change that. He then brought Luke Ayling on. We turned to a back five. What happened when we turned to a back five? Dropped 10 yards, went more defensive, and we conceded twice in 90 seconds, and Tyler Adams got sent off. That's not good man management. And then you'll get people, fair enough, saying, well, Connor, what do you expect him to do? What do you expect him to do? Do you expect him to go and keep it as it is? Well, really, there wasn't any problem there. Tottenham were getting no real advantage in the midfield at all. And Bentancur scored twice when Marc Roca came off. Now, I'm not saying that was all to do with Marc Roca coming off, but there was a disruption. There was a problem in that midfield, a real problem when he came off. It felt like it was just Tyler Adams on his own. Then they started getting forward. Then they started pressing on Leeds. We score goals and then we go 10 yards back, and that's been the exact same throughout the season. Leeds score a goal and then suddenly we get very, very defensive, when the best part of this Leeds United side is attacking. Attacking is our best form of defence. We have to outscore teams because we can't defend. We're useless at defending. We can't keep clean sheets. So, overall, positives in there. Crysetio Somerville, another fantastic goal. I think he's scored 4 under-20 goals now, and under-21, I think there's only one under-21 in the league who's above him. That might be Martinelli. So, that's a massive positive. Huge positive. But then you've got to look at Tyler Adams, who's going to be out for the Man City game. Overwhelmed in that midfield when Mark Rocker came off. Luke Ayling came on, and why is Luke Ayling coming on in 2022? Doesn't shore up the defence, hasn't really got... He's not a good defender, and we're bringing on Luke Ayling. It didn't, make us more compact. It didn't make us more astute. We were better. We were better off with Mark Rocker on and a four-man defence, even though that was still woeful. So it's got to be frustrating, guys, and that's where my head is at. And maybe I do take into consideration everybody's point of view. And this is why I wanted to do this video, because I never do this. I never do this sort of thing. I might mention it on a stream every now and again. And I know there's going to be a lot of you who are going to say, Conor, you don't have to explain yourself. I'm just trying to tell you guys where my head's at, and the fact that I am not negative about this Leeds team. I seek improvement in January. I saw improvement in June. That's what I wanted. Just 2 or 3 more bodies. That is it. That was it. And I think that maybe this Leeds United side will be on a different path, but I don't know. Because the manager, for me, continues to make some very odd decisions. Very odd decisions. And I do think it's a vibes team at the minute. And, if you don't know what I mean by vibes, please go watch the previous videos. But yeah, I just wanted to talk on that. I just wanted to let you guys know where my thoughts are at the minute. I'm not Jesse Marsch out at all, but I'm still not seeing enough. The last, we scored 3 goals away at Tottenham. Great. And this is the thing, people hate it when you say something like that. They want me to come on and make them feel better by just hashing loads of positives out and loads of, things that were great about that Tottenham performance. Youngsters, fantastic, but we're still bringing on kids 3 years after we got into the Premier League. Where you're getting every other Premier League team bringing on experienced talent. Even though the kids are doing well for Leeds, it's not enough. You need experience, you need quality in the Premier League. And I just don't know if these chaos and frantic moments are going to see Leeds through in the long term. I really don't, because I think you've just got to be... you've got to be able to score, of course, and that's the main thing with Leeds at the minute. We are scoring goals, but you've got to be able to defend as well. We cannot defend. It's worrying how many leads we are giving up. Was it 5 out of the last 7 where we've taken the lead and we've won? I think it's 2 of them. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Hope that's been a little bit of an explainer. As I say, this narrative of coming on and calling me negative, which I get all the time, and it just gets so boring. But it is what it is. I try to see it as constructive criticism. This is how I see the game. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. I don't understand why people come back if they don't like it. It's bizarre to me. If I don't like a YouTuber, I won't go watch them. It's dead simple. It's dead simple. I watch about 3 or 4 YouTubers and that's it. So yeah, look, I understand that people get frustrated and they want to come on your video and vent a little bit. You obviously come on here and disagree and agree and stuff, but when you're just constantly coming on this video and berating me and others who maybe agree with me for their opinion, which is different to yours, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. So I thought I'd just explain it a little bit. I'm big enough and old enough to do this. And I wanted to do that because I don't think a lot of people do this. They just remove comments and block people all the time. But I think it's great to accept people who have different opinions. And that's, I guess, my advice to a lot of people. Guys, have a good one. Listen, it's a sunny day. Get yourself out and enjoy your time with your family and your friends. And I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.